911 emergency, what are you reporting?
Help.
This is 911, do you have an emergency?
I just went away from home because I live in a family of 15, and we have abusing parents. Did you hear that?
On January 14th of 2018, a 911 call was placed from an apparent fleeing prisoner seeking refuge for her and her many siblings. The captor? Her own parents. Reporting to the call, a police officer found Jordan Turpin, a young woman in distress, desperately seeking help for her and her family.
I just ran away from home.
Okay.
And I live in a family of 15.
Okay.
My 2 little sisters right now are chained up.
They're chained up?
Yes,
Where are they chained up at?
on the bed. Now, Mother didn't chain them up just to be mean. Okay. They're chained up because they stole Mother's food. But I'm sorry if I talk too much. Okay. I've never talked to anybody out there, so I've never been alone with a person, so this is very hard for me to talk.
Almost immediately, we can see some unusual characteristics from Jordan. She admits that she has never talked with another person outside of her family, and it's apparent that she's clearly struggling to piece together her sentences. She speaks as if she's just a little girl. However, it shocks many to learn that Jordan was 17 at the time of this recording. She has been isolated from the rest of the world for almost her entire childhood. Jordan then shows the officers the pictures of her siblings chained up back at the house, and after this, officers had all the evidence they needed to visit the home. Upon reaching the house, they gave a few unanswered knocks until a few minutes go by when David and Louise Turpin finally answer.
We got a call for a check the welfare here at your house.
They look immediately suspicious. However, forcing their own hand, police discover the quick and desperate attempt at covering a hideous act of evil. They found a total of 12 more children between the ages of 2 to 29, all skinny and frail with bruises across their arms. It was very apparent that these children had been abused, and after searching their room, police found exactly what was reported: chains attached to the posts of children-sized bunk beds. For years, the parents imprisoned, beat, and strangled their children, allowing them to eat only once a day and bathe only once a year. The older children appear much younger because of malnourishment. The 29-year-old weighed only 82 pounds, and the 12-year-old child had an arm circumference equivalent to that of a 4-month-old baby. For years, these children were separated from society, forcing their scope of the world to be isolated between themselves and the two evils keeping them captive. There's so much more that goes into this case than described in this video, and I encourage all those who are interested to take a look. Jordan has come out and spoke very publicly about the horrors that occurred in her own home and the struggles that follow after just discovering the world at the age of 17 years old.
During call, and I took this car, went into a yard, Chevy drove it down.
Put it good down? Yeah. I got a bunch of loose.
On August 16th of 2023, a woman was heard screaming from a busted-out window in Louisville, Kentucky. The police were alerted, and after arriving to the scene quickly, found that all the entrances to the first floor were completely barricaded. They soon noticed a window cracked open on the second floor, and after positioning a ladder to reach the opening, discovered something harrowing.
He just opened up.
He did what? Is he Hispanic? Where's the key at?
A woman was discovered chained by her neck to the floor of the second-story room. However, after not finding any keys, resorted to using hatchets and metal cutters to remove the shackles from her body. After interviewing the woman in distress, it was discovered that she was forced into these chains by 36-year-old Moises May, the man whom she shared a child with. It turns out that a verbal argument quickly turned physical between the two, leading May to chop off locks of her hair with a machete and chain her to the room, stating, "I told you the next time you leave and don't come home, I'd kill you." May was arrested just a few days after the rescue and faced multiple charges, some of which being assault, kidnapping, and physical harassment.
You mentioned observing the bucket. I guess where in the basement was that located?
As you go down the stairs, if you turn to the immediate right, it was at the bottom of the stairs to the right.
Was it in pretty close proximity to the stairs?
Yes.
After you made that observation, what did you do?
In February of 2022, police were called to investigate a crime scene at a family home.
Okay. Did you both see this?
I opened the towel, I picked up the towel and dropped it because I don't know what the fuck it is, man. I had bad vision. And she's like, is that what I think? I don't fucking know.
Tara Pakinich and Steve Hendricks awaited at the door, shocked and confused. They stated that they found something bloody awaiting them in the basement and have no idea what it could possibly be. As the police officer shines his light on the object in question, his silence speaks volumes. Lying in a blood-filled bucket was the dismembered head of Shad Thyrion, Tara's son. After investigation, it was found that the murderer was none other than Shad's own girlfriend, Taylor Shabiznes. Reported by Taylor, the murder occurred while under the effects of methamphetamine while having intercourse. She strangled Shad using a chain, violated his dead body, and then chopped him up into multiple pieces before scattering them around his parents' basement. Most parts were hidden. However, police described two body parts being deliberately left for his mother to find. One was Shad's head, and the other was what police described as a male organ. Taylor was sentenced to life in prison without parole. On October 16th of 2023, police were tipped about a suspected kidnapping of 23-year-old Chloe Jones in Akron, Ohio. They arrived at convicted kidnapper William Mazingo's home, and what they found was quite disturbing.
All right, you can reach it. Come on.
Big man can fucking walk himself. There's no one else up there? Where do you live at here? Thompson? How far away is that?
Like 30 minutes, like close to Chardon.
Why don't you have a seat right there? Why don't you have a seat right there on that seat?
He probably would have. Yeah, probably. Where's she at?
Okay, also? Yeah. Why don't you just sit down there?
I got guys of water.
Cool. We'll get you some stuff here.
Car number 12.
I'll grab you a bottle of water. Yes, hold on.
Hidden in the attic of William's shed was the brutally beaten Chloe Jones. For the past 4 days, she had been physically assaulted with blunt objects and berated to the point that her eyes were swollen closed. She looked visibly disoriented, and her first thoughts were even her asking the police if she could please go to a hospital. It was discovered that William had been talking to Chloe for a little while. One day on an attempted date, William offered a ride to Chloe, to which she mistakenly didn't think twice. Similar to what he actually did with many women before, William took Chloe to his shed and proceeded to hold her captive for multiple days. It turns out that William had been convicted of kidnapping other women on 3 different occasions in the past decade. each time only getting a light to moderate sentence. He is currently still standing trial for the kidnapping and assault of Chloe Jones. However, I truly hope that he doesn't get off as easy as he has in the previous years.
Yo, Atlanta Police. Stop. Stop.
What?
Because you have an open container of alcohol. In public, you can't have an open container of alcohol. Give me your alcohol. Give me your ID.
In Orlando, a report was made of a young man causing a disturbance. The officer approached the man, and almost immediately, you could see the fear on his face. This was 19-year-old Sebastian Roman, who was walking around the mall intoxicated, trying to flirt and chat with women.
Just running a warrants and warrants to make sure you don't have any crazy warrants or anything like that. And I'm gonna get you out of here with just a verbal warning on the alcohol, okay? I'm gonna suggest you don't approach women in that manner.
Yes, sir.
Luckily for him, this officer recognized that this young man was just being stupid and simply made a mistake. He seemed innocent enough and didn't want to ruin his life over a small disturbance. He decided to leave Sebastian with a warning and escorted him out of the mall. On his way out, however, Sebastian would make one more incredibly unfortunate mistake.
You're free to leave and everything. You have anything on you that would, drugs, guns, bombs, anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay.
I smoked earlier, though.
So you have some weed on you?
No, not anymore.
Okay. Do you mind if I conduct a search of your person real quick?
I don't think you can.
I'm asking.
No.
What do you have inside your bag?
Just some stuff that I need to get home.
Okay. Do you mind showing me?
No, I don't have to.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Nope. Next time I see you here.
Okay.
I see it. It's a jar, and it's got a little bit of weed in it.
Okay.
You think I'm
I just
dumb?
finished it.
Okay.
With the...
Is that what's inside your bag?
Yeah. That's it.
Just the weed?
Yeah.
Okay. Take off your bag. Don't resist. You're going to make it a lot worse than you need to. Take off your bag.
Sir, please.
Don't make this worse. Get.
It was at this point that Sebastian would pull out a gun and begin shooting at the officer. Sebastian's fear wasn't being caught for public intoxication. It was the unnerving thought that had the officer decided to search his bag, would an unregistered firearm be found, likely landing him a heavy sentence. Sebastian was just so relieved to be free from the situation that he wasn't even thinking about the words he was saying. You can tell he was willing to be entirely cooperative with the officer to get him out of the situation. He was outside, being told that he was free to go. However, after a small misstep in revealing that he had marijuana, caused a search to be warranted and a quick life-altering decision to be made.
Small Millennia.
He's running. He's going towards Millennia Conroy. Hotel Mike. White shirt, blue jeans. He got a black hand bag. He pulled out a black Signal Zero.
After this, the young man knew he made a grave mistake. However, after the first shot was fired, he knew his life would never be the same. After a small shootout, the young man took his own life, preferring that over a life spent in prison.